So we got a story from Dwight Howard. So he filed for divorce from his wife after her allegations of him. So there is a video of his now ex-wife, Amy, who broke down in tears and said CPS took her daughter because of her husband, Dwight. She says,
he was coaching our son to lie on me and I had to record it. And it's this shit. I try to tell everybody he needs some help. And ain't nobody would have fucking listened because he got the money. I kept saying, whatever, y'all don't understand. I live with him. He needs some help.
He has a cocaine problem and needs help. And then in the video, she said, this is what I'm losing my marriage to. And she actually showed the bag of a substance. That's what we'll say. Meanwhile, he claims he ain't never did no coke in his life. And he replied, y'all will believe everything you see on the internet. So this is just one example, but we've been seeing a lot of, I would say, athlete relationships kind of unfold across the internet in different ways. Trista, what's your opinion on the situation as a whole? What he had to say and what she had to say?
Yeah, I think the part that struck me, because there's a lot here. I had to do a bunch of background research because I wasn't familiar with their relationship at all. at all. But she said on this video and in her post that a lot of her friends were telling her, hey, you've got to stay with him 6 months into the marriage, even though she felt like it wasn't working. And she was seeing her have to, this is according to her. And so I'm just going off of if this is true, then this is my take. So, because obviously I'm not around to know like what she's saying and if it's true or not. But she said that, police were coming to the door and I was having to lie for him. And I'm sticking with them because my support system tells me you married somebody, it's in sickness and in health, for richer, for poor, for better, for worse. And to that I say, like, that's fugazi to me. Not saying that like people shouldn't value marriage, but if you're in a situation that has big time red flags for your safety or for your ability to be a parent to your child, then you have to take out what vows you made, because they also made vows that if this is all true, that they've broken as well. So you got to take care of yourself and your own health and safety. You got to protect your kids, and you got to make sure you're not in a bad situation just because your support system says that you signed a contract and you made vows in front of your friends, family, and God. Like, okay, that's just to me, like a bit of a problematic situation. And I feel bad for her if that is why she stayed.
I talked about this on Talk with Flea. Tune to Talk with Flea. And you'll see my take on this, man. I'm telling you, you don't want to miss my take. Because her holding up half a kilo of cocaine on Instagram Live is wild. So go Talk with Flea.
Is that what it was? That's the amount. I don't know I don't have cocaine measurements down.
I mean, if I'm eyeballing it, off the eyeball, I'd say a half, maybe a little more than a half. It looked pure, it looked all powder. It wasn't bricked up. So if I'm eyeballing it, I would say a little over a half. Yeah, I would, if I'm going exactly, Trish, from eyeballing, 575 grams.
Wow.
Yeah.
How much money does that equate to?
Depending on where you're at. Now, we're going straight from the source, Colombia, probably about 2,000, 1,700. Now, if we're talking about Mexico, you could probably get that maybe at about 11, 12 a key. Once you cross that border, is where it get crazy over here. Now, get over here, now the prices vary. Now, when you're dealing with people that sell drugs, right, they try to throw everything in it. I used to be one of these people. Yo, the towers just came down and shit, man. The prices is up. No disrespect to 9/11. I'm just saying, I'm from New York. I was there not shopping. My mother was working across the street, so I was scared nowadays. I'm just telling you type of shit they use. Yo, it's a war going on right now. So prices is up. You have to pay like 32 a gram right now, 30, 35 a gram. Then it might go down. Niggas be like, yo, I got it right now, 22 a gram, 23 a gram. It depends what gaffle niggas want to run. at this particular time. Yo, niggas just elected Barack. You know this nigga, this is, so Barack's office is just 29 a grand, right? I'm telling you, this shit is dead ass. Yo, Barack's in office right now. You know this shit is 31 a grand fucking with this nigga. He don't want no drugs in the country. Yo, I remember Barack was, who's the second nigga Barack ran against?
Mitt Romney?
Romney. I remember a group of niggas from my hood. It was like 19 niggas. And I'm like, yo, where y'all niggas going? They said, we going to vote. I said, y'all niggas going to vote? And they say, yeah, we got to get Barack up out of here, man. You fucking the prices up. Niggas going to vote for Romney. Like, these all black niggas. He always going to the polls. These niggas like, Barack got to get out of here, fucking the prices up. This is the shit they do, Trish, it varies. Now, you won't get, now, when y'all thinking, now we'll get to Canada, you get up to in the 40s and 50s. Because it's the further north, but like this, the further north you go, the higher the price goes. Yeah, that's about, I would say, from a little over half a kilo, it's 1,000 grams in a kilo. So I would say it was about 575 grams in that bag she was holding up, if I had to eyeball it.
Is that like, for someone who's a regular cocaine user, how many days of cocaine is that?
A regular cocaine user? Well, think about, like, it depends on what your habit is. You know, we seen Lamar Odom say that he sniffed up a kilo in 3 days in a whorehouse now. That's just, I don't know how he's alive. You know what I'm saying? Now, think about this, right? You might think most time they do dimes or 20s. So if you diming that up, that should last a long time. If you just, it depends on how many lines a day you do. I can't say I don't do coke, but your habit could be crazy, or you can just have a bump or two habit. I don't know. It varies. That's a great question because it varies. It depends on what your habit is. I would say if you're like a casual, functional coke user, that should last you months. So
that would, if he's just a casual coke user, then this is like a Costco run for Dwight Howard.
There you go.
Was not
yeah. It got to be Costco. But see, that's where you nervous about it for him, man, right? Because he can afford it. You know, it's not hurting his pockets. You know what I'm saying? You know, imagine somebody else go to work every day that sniffs cocaine. They looking at that like, boy, you know how long that would last me, nigga. You know, that lasts me at least 2 years, nigga. Somebody else might be like, yo, man, I'll sniff that up in a week. I don't know, Tris, how old you are, and I'm not here to ask you how old you are, but are you familiar with Dwight Gooden and Dal Strawberry? They used to play for the Mets in the 80s, baseball players. You know, the Mets have won World Series and all that, and these two were the biggest cocaine sniffers ever. At the time they was winning World Series, big time cocaine sniffers. And I was saying to myself because I was probably 10 years old, 11 years old. I remember when I was like 14, 15, when I first got in the streets, and I was like, I wish them two niggas was my customers, because that's all you need. Just all you need is two niggas like that. Millionaires, they probably mine a kilo every other week. They probably sniffing this shit. Yo, that's whoever was they dealers probably still retired off them niggas right now today. That's what I'm saying. Depends on who you are, how much you can afford. This was educational. Good questions, yo.
If he's just a casual user, that whole bag was basically a Costco run. Buying in bulk because you can afford to, not because it's out of control. Dark joke, but you get the point. And the Barack Obama drug pricing bit still has us laughing. He got the prices up is not an economic theory anybody needed, but we appreciate the commitment to the bit regardless. Real talk, though, the CPS claim and the coaching allegation are the actual story here, and we made sure that didn't get lost in the drug math. That's the part that matters most, even if it got less airtime than the pricing breakdown. We're going to keep an eye on this one because there's clearly more coming out. Court filings, more videos, more statements. This story isn't finished. Drop a comment. Whose version are you leaning toward right now? Be honest, not just reactive. Like the video. This one had jokes and real stakes both, and that's a hard balance to hit. Subscribe. As always, it is what it is.